out there.
Let's be clear about that too.
She's not married. And so I start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to have sex. Do you have someone in mind?
Mm-hmm. Now, before you even finish, I want to make sure that people understand. I don't want anybody to be starting this judgment.
Right, because this is no judgment.
This is no judgment zone. Right. So they're, oh, she ain't married. She's doing something wrong.
This is not that video.
Right. We're not even there. You know,
so
we're talking about real people, I suppose.
Right, real people having a real experience with their sexuality.
Exactly.
So I asked, do you have anyone in mind? Are you engaged? And I don't know nothing about it, because I'm thinking that'd probably be something that I would have heard about.
Exactly.
And so she says, no, Naa'ila, I want to know my body. I want to have it touched, and I want to know things where things are. But then I asked, okay, so have you touched yourself before? And she said, no, I've never done that. Mm-hmm. And she said, my mother has, she told me about how to take care of myself with my menses. But no, my mother, who, I won't say that part. I was going to say so. My mother,
right?
She's doesn't
diligent about showing how to take care of
herself. But no, we don't do touching.
Right.
And because for her, touching isn't acceptable because
it's something taboo.
Right, because touching herself is the equivalent of masturbation. Mm-hmm. And so she has decided that I cannot get to know my body, I cannot explore my body, and I'm going to need a man to do it. Right. And so I'm like, okay, so you can't do it.
But you can let somebody else do it.
But you can let someone else do it. Mm-hmm. You're willing to let someone else do it.
Right. Who doesn't even know you.
But you haven't done it yourself. Mm-hmm. So if anyone is going to do this, shouldn't you be your first choice? Mm-hmm. And this is as if this man, even if he were her husband, if she would have married someone, and it's a new marriage, it's a new sexual experience, as if he's going to know her body, as if sex is something that's performed on you,
right,
versus something that you do with someone. Exactly. And so I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? You're already setting yourself up to be put in a situation where sex is just something you volunteer for, right. You participate.
You become an object at that point.
Yes. And I don't even think that she's even thinking that I'm objectifying myself. She's thinking, well, I'm trying to get to know. I need to know what's down there. I want to know what's down there. And as if this man who does it, as if his pattern, or gentleness or firmness of touch, like it's going to be the same as her own. And to assume that he's going to be determined or even willing to any instructions that she might
give. Exactly. And like he's just going to slow up when she say slow up, or whatever the case may be.
Right, because she's still in the exploratory phase. So how is she going to know? And so this is what I'm going to say. If you want to travel your body, do so yourself, because you do need to know what it feels like. You do need to know the normal textures and the sensations for you. And having someone else to do it and translate that for you, that's not how you learn. Right. Because what if he does it wrong? And who says he even knows what he's doing?
Exactly. I mean, especially with being as young as she is, he would be another young person, so he wouldn't have an experience.
Well, we don't really know.
Well, I mean, but as far
he may have had
sexual experience, but he hasn't had
he may not have any sexual talent.
Exactly.
We're gonna call it talent. Yeah. He may not have any sexual talents, because there's an art. There's an art to sex.
I mean, at this point, it's just not sex. It would be her wanting to experience love making, and
but that's not what she said.
But I mean, that's what she really thinking, though. And
she doesn't want to be penetrated.
Okay. And then you're gonna want a young man to come around and play with you, and then you don't want him to. He ain't gonna get aroused And he gonna want to try to get to it.
Well, which is another thought, because he would probably be doing so for more sexual purposes and not for her own personal insight. Right. And so identifying with your private parts, it teaches you what's normal and what's abnormal for your body. What is the texture of your daily secretion? If you don't know what's normal for you, how do you know what's uncommon or unhealthy for you? And doing it yourself creates safety. She needs to decide how to protect her body. And when you give someone access to you, you actually do, you give up some limitations to, what the other person has in mind, because she's going in here, the mindset that she has, it's pure and very innocent, actually. Right. However, a man volunteering for this, I don't think he's going to show up with the same level of purity.
Exactly, because he's going to want to move it maybe a tad further, because, again, he's aroused because this is what he knows to be the results of this type of interaction.
Right. This is the next step.
This is the next step.
This is what you're supposed to do, because she may be thinking, I only want him to touch me and I only want him to kiss me. And then he just tries to diligently do much more. And so then her idea of safety may be, the boundary is no longer as well defined. So you have to begin to define your personal protections.
I mean, because that's really, and excuse me, sisters and ladies, for saying this, that's really a setup for a rape to take place.
Well, yeah, it is a dangerous situation.
That's a very dangerous situation
to come in with that type of expectation.
And it doesn't have to be something with somebody just physically beating you up or whatever the case may be. But, just even the coercion, to making you feel guilty, to making you do something that
you don't want to do.
Exactly.
Because sometimes women do consent. And I've shared this with you, all the times that I know as a young woman, that how many times I know personal friends who consented to something that they did not want to do. That she did it because she felt she was going to be left miles and miles away from home. She did it because she was outnumbered. She did it because of the fear that if I don't do this, something else is going to happen. And so again, you have to define your own personal protections for yourself. But and even regarding, we're talking about, protection in another aspect right there. But in even knowing, what areas of your body are more sensitive than others. And even knowing what you should and should or should not insert in your body. Because for different people, that means something differently. If you have a latex allergy, you don't use latex condoms. How do you know that you need to read the ingredients on the spermicide? Your husband, he may think, okay, well, let's use the spermicide, let's use some type of precaution. And you don't have enough personal sex education to know that may not be a good choice for your body. And this is how a woman sets it up for sex to be acted out on her.
Right.
Versus with her. A man and your annual pap smear. This is not a thorough means of knowing your body. We've worked with couples where they have 5, 6, 7 children, and the wife has never experienced orgasm, and the husband, he has erectile dysfunction. But because of the number of children that they have,
right, he looking like King Kong up in this piece.
Okay, I really wasn't going to say it like that. He looks like, he has some sexual, virility about him while she's at home.
Looking at him like, dude, really?
Right, frustrated, and not even wanting to be intimate
with it. Exactly.
And so, and then this adds more imbalance to this whole relationship between men and women. That because you have the private one of what's going on between them privately, and then you have the public one, the public show that really does not add up to what's going on at home. For real. So, I'm thinking that learning your body before sharing it. And this is one of the things that I was trying to emphasize to her. Learn your body before sharing it is with another person is not masturbation.
Right.
Touching your body is not masturbation. Right.
Feeling where, certain things may be sensitive for you, where the touch might be, you need to be touched a little gentler. And even for men, because even for a man in his private areas, you don't want nobody just pawing you and grabbing you.
And maybe he does, but he needs to know he
needs to know what type of pressure that he wants to have on that. And the only way he can find that out is if he does.
Okay, so and sex education is not porn. Right. And I mean, because I know women who are saying, I've never touched myself and I'm pregnant and I don't know what a baby is supposed to come out of me at. But this is a woman who has had something, inserted in her. And like Hassan said, this is not exempt for men. And I know that we're talking very much about things that happen with women because of what happened. But, also knowing, walaikum salam, knowing that, women go through things, just through the course every month. Right? Every 28, 38 days and before childbirth, during childbirth. And so we're emphasizing it, but it's not limited, to that.
And I think the main emphasis here too is we're not sitting here telling everybody, go in and start playing with yourself. You know what I mean?
For exploration,
right? For some type of erotic, arousals or anything in nature there. But we're saying, especially people need to know their bodies and find out about their bodies, and especially our younger people.
Because we know couples. And you say younger people, right. But this couple that I'm talking about, they're in their early 30s, have been married for months, and they have yet to consummate their marriage. So this is not just for people who may be 19, 20 years old. Right. If you don't know, you just don't know.
Right.
We have this joke, about a woman having a fishy smell. But there are other smells beyond fish to cause alarm in your private area. And do you want to know what that is? Or do you want a man who's been around a lot of fishy smells to tell you? How you need to know. And the first place of being able to learn is to see for yourself, and then possibly at some point having a discussion with a health professional, not with another man.
Right. Not with a man.
Right. Not with the man, and saying, even with the man, if it's a man who wants to know your place where you go, let me go get a woman, and she's going to tell me. She's going to tell you. She's going to tell me where my sensitive spots are. She's going to be able to apply the right amount of pressure. And I'm going to know that I don't like that. No, that's not what you do.
So there's no shame in knowing your body. That's all we're saying here.
Shame in touching your body. Because I think people just really believe if I go down there and I touch it, and even if I touch it for the purpose of education, if I touch it, what if I like it? Well, and then that means there's something wrong with me if I touch myself, and then I end up feeling pleasure from it. Oh no, I've sinned. That I believe that no one's really saying that, right? But I think the number of likes I just got, that might be true.
Oh, wow. And so, and that's the thing. We want to make sure that people understand. We're not in sex educators. We're saying what we have experienced in our counseling sessions, the people who have came to us. And okay, we want to get away from the taboo of thinking that knowing your body, exploring your body, understanding your body is something bad. We have to get away from it. Too many people are hurt and being hurt because of that.
So y'all let us know what you think in the comments.
Please do.
Share the video.
Please do.
We got to get back to work. All right.
She let me out the house. She let me out the cage for.
We just going to ignore that comment. And as always, you can find us at www.theclaycouple.com.